Captain Katarn, I'm waiting for your answer.
Sir? Why choose me?
Experience? Ability? They need a leader that they can believe in, and I need to be able to trust that leader implicitly.
With all due respect, Fleet Admiral Drayson, I don't know if I'm that man. The transmissions we found on Naboo, I can't get it out of my head. The Republic isn't ready for this. The Senate would never...
The Senate doesn't control Republic naval affairs, Captain. They handle the budget requests only. The day-to-day decisions are left to Naval Command. Are you really going to turn down a promotion to Admiral and Commander of the First Fleet?
If I accept this, I'm going to recommend changes to our strategies, our ship projects, everything. We have to be ready.
I wouldn't have offered you the position if I thought you were going to accept the status quo, Tim.
I knew you were going to say that. Alright, let's get started.
One Republic transport, right where it's supposed to be. In the middle of nowhere. There it goes. Asha, are you tracking it?
I pulled the jump vector. They can't be dumb enough to jump straight to their final destination.
This is the Republic we're talking about, Asha. 2 to 1, that's exactly what they're doing. Run the vector. Does it pass through any systems?
Calculating. Silmar? Never heard of it.
Completely unremarkable. Barely habitable. No reason for anyone to ever visit. That's gotta be the place.
Setting up for the jump. I'll put us on the outskirts of the system. It should be out of their sensor range.
The sooner this job is done, the better. That choice creeps me out.
You were paid up front for this job. I'm here to ensure you complete it.
Did they detect us?
Negative. No comm traffic or ship movement. There's something strange near the corona. Let me zoom into max range.
That's not a standard Republic design. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Transmitting now.
Ah, excellent work, Asha, Anik. A55 initiates Omega Protocol.
Son of a hut.
This is the Republic News Network. Today's top story: the ASARI, friend or frenemy? But first, they came from below! Officials on Naboo have announced the discovery of a subterranean society of creatures known as GUINGANS. These GUINGANS have lived on Naboo for millions of years under the ground below our colonies. Thanks to the effort of regional Governor Suresh, hostilities have been avoided and a treaty to cohabitate the planet has been ratified. The Republic Diplomatic Corps believes that this should be the model for all future first contacts and has recommended that the protocol be updated accordingly. Speaking of first contact, the ASARI ambassador Talisla Ialiri has arrived on Coruscant after a formal invitation from the Senate. Vehemently opposed to negotiating with the ASARI, Senators Brown and Arkham have proposed that the Republic cut all ties with the ASARI while readying the Navy for a first strike. Experiencing little support for their proposals, members of their Republic First movement stormed out of the Senate chambers in an act of coordinated protest. Following this intense and heated debate, the Senate overwhelmingly voted for a dialogue to be opened to the ASARI, clearing the way for trade routes to be established and preliminary talks towards non-aggression pacts will begin on Coruscant. In order to speed along future first contact proposals, the Goods Here Act has been approved. This act gives regional governors the ability to ratify non-aggression treaties and open our borders to newly found species when circumstances dictate. Defensive pacts and formal alliances will continue to require Senate approval. Citizens, our republic is rapidly expanding and new leaders are needed to shape the future. Command positions are available via Patreon, link in the description. Join the Republic today. It's your civic duty.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Intrepid Dawn. My name is Captain Katarn and this is episode number 3 of our Star Wars Stellaris Galactic Republic playthrough. As you can see, we're on the edge of the galaxy here. This is where we started. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We do awesome sci-fi content 7 days a week. If you like the polish of the cinematic, it's only going to get better. I'm continuing to push it, and if you're an existing subscriber, make sure you hit that bell notification, or you're not gonna new or existing, or you're not gonna get any of our updates. YouTube only sends it out to a few people at a time to test it, so really appreciate you guys. Here we are. So you saw the cinematic. I'm trying to add a little bit of intrigue to it, something a little different. I want to have like stories within stories, and now the question is, who is the modulated, scary, shadowy figure? What's the agenda? What's going on? I would love to get more people involved in that, so check out the Patreon page if you're admiral level, general level, battleship commander. There's a good chance that you'll end up in those cinematics as well, so we can have a lot of fun with that. Thank you. Alright guys, so as you saw in the cinematic, we have decided to engage with the ASARI corporate interests and try to form, at the very least, a non-aggression pact, but depending on what happens in this episode, maybe we'll need a defensive pact. I don't know what's out there, but there are a lot of hostile races that I've put in here, from the Empire to the aliens to the Predators to all kinds of things across sci-fi. The Klingons, I'm trying to think of the other ones that are overtly hostile. There's a couple others, but there's a lot of empires that could actually be out there that could be a problem. So if we meet any of them, it might change our mind real quick. So let's go ahead and get started. I've gone through and I've changed the name of this this awesome black hole figure here to the Maw, as requested. And if you haven't seen Solo yet, it is awesome. I liked it a lot. Check it out. We're also on Naboo. I've gone ahead and I have filled in the construction, because this planet was definitely lacking in construction for a while, so we have that planet moving now. Coruscant is still doing pretty well. Overall, there's a couple places where I can make some changes, so I'm going to go ahead and do that ASAP, but overall I'm pretty pleased with that. We'll go ahead and make that change right there. That's the first one, but we'll manage this a little bit more during the episode, and I want to focus on expansion and getting as much as we can. Trying to come through this region too. We can see that there's a 785 alien vessel here. The first fleet is now commanded by Admiral Tim Katarn, as you know from the cinematic. I've changed to an admiral so that we had somebody to lead the fleet. If you were to become a Patreon and become an admiral level Patreon, this would be you. So just to let you know, I will definitely retire my characters once we get more people. And there also, anybody that becomes a Patreon at this month, you'll start episode number 6, because that's the first episode of next month. That's how it works. You get billed at the end of the month. All right, so let's get started, and we're going to go on. Let's go fast for a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is outreach to the ASARI, as we were talking about, and I'm going to offer them a trade deal. In fact, I'm going to offer them an exchange, because we waited so long to do this. We really need to give them a super favorable trade deal so that we get their trust again. And since minerals are not a problem for us, I'm going to give them 1,000 minerals, and they're not going to have to do anything for us. And of course they're going to graciously accept. And then when I look at it, our stances have changed. So now we're equivalent and cordial, so I can form a non-alliance or non-aggression pact. And that has been taken care of, and we'll let this go for a little bit, and who knows what else is available to us, but a migration treaty might be just down the road, you never know. But building that trust is really important, especially if we're going to play as a diplomatic empire, which is very much a departure from what I'm used to. Alright, I want to build another construction ship, because we are at the point where that's kind of keeping us back, not being able to expand. In fact, I'm going to build 2 more, and I'm also going to build another science ship, because we have so much to explore in the galaxy that I need to get more ships out there. So we'll go ahead and build a science ship as well. Let's have an upgrade montage in our fleet. So here we have our these are actually consular class corvettes. Very cool. Let's see. Okay. So I don't know what's up with this, but apparently I can't customize the science ones anymore. That's fine. Usually they are here, so that's a little weird to me that they're not showing up on this list, but it might just be a part of the mod. Let's go down here and take a look at the fleet as it stands right now. You can see that we have these guys. I have a mod on here which allows me to zoom in way closer than normal, so we can actually see down to the texture. When you do that, it doesn't hold up as well. But these models are really cool, and part of the reason I like Stellaris so much. What do we have up here? So they'd like to do a research agreement. They're going to give me 173 minerals, and they have a few technologies, and we have a few technologies, but if we're going to have that relationship, I think that that's a good trade-off, so we'll go ahead and agree to that, especially since they probably prioritize different things than I do. So that'll be awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and take these new construction ships that we have and give them some orders. So I want this one to come out here and build this outpost, followed by, after he gets this one, then we'll do that, because that's a huge jump in price. And this guy, I want him to come down here and start building these outposts as we move out in this direction. We really need to do everything that we can to get to a spike that'll let us get out of the edge. Because right now, we're basically racing the ASARI for this system. If they get it first, I mean, we're allies, we can move through their territory, but our empire is going to be fragmented. And I don't know about you, but I really don't think that the fragmented Roman Empire did all that well. So I would like to avoid that if we can. Alright, very good. So over here we have another continental world. So if we're going to colonize another one, we're probably going to colonize this glacial world down here. It's not really necessary quite yet, but it's something we need to keep an eye on for sure. Okay, so we have a food tile here. I think this guy... I can't see, there we go. Yeah, I think that he was better there. We need to build one more robot, so we'll go ahead and do that. And that'll fill out the planet. We should be good. Obviously they... Okay, extrasolar probe. Our scientist reports the successful recovery of the object. This was a... I think this was a research project I sent them on. On examination, it appears to be a weathered primitive craft designed for unmanned travel between the stars. In all likelihood, it was launched millennia ago and traveled through multiple systems at sublight speed until it was caught in Cryos B's gravity. A plaque is mounted on the craft's hull, depicting odd geometric shapes, a scheme of unidentified star system, and a pictogram of two nude members of a species unknown to us. Why any civilization would see fit to discriminate such information throughout the entire universe is unclear. Okay, so if you guys don't know what this is a reference to, this is a reference to the Voyager probe that has the golden disc on it that has recordings of Earth, how to make a, rudimentary, what is it called, a disc player. It has images of humans that are naked on it. It's great. It was done by Carl Sagan and some other scientists, but it was one of those things that when we look back at it, it's kind of like, yeah, hey, they don't wear clothes. that's the first thing I would think of if I got that as an alien. That's also a joke that I believe Neil deGrasse Tyson has made as well. So that's probably where I heard that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get another scientist and have them do some automatic exploration, so they're going to shoot out among the stars. We also need to make sure that we are keeping up our navy. So right now I'm kind of trying to keep our fleet supply for when we get our new technology. We're going to get a destroyer here in about 62 months, so we're waiting on that. That's going to be really big for us to make that jump. I don't really want to build any more corvettes because of that. So once we get our destroyer class, we'll go ahead and reevaluate. But for now, I think we're pretty good. I'm really impressed by the amount of physics that we're doing, quite honestly. Physics is one of the ones that I usually struggle with, so that's a big deal. Let's go ahead down here and build an isotope refinery on this tile. And let's see, is there anything else I can build on the capital world that is capital world restricted? Some of these can only be built here. Yeah. Like this Discovery Complex is pretty cool. I'll have to look at that. Our governor has leveled up, so since I am no longer a governor, I've put Jordan Karras back in, or Jordan Carls back in, and she has gained the adaptable trait, which is actually pretty nice. Let's take a look at it. So she gets plus 25% leadership gain. Look at that, she's already skill 4, so that's pretty good. She's getting up there in age though. So we'll definitely have governor opportunities available. Another thing that'll show up in the cinematic, check that out. Pirates have been sighted in the blah 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 system. What in the hell? Somebody like vomited on their keyboard with that. Where is that? Okay. Alright, just about as far away from our navy as can be. Okay, well we don't have any any systems here, so that we're probably either going to end up coming here and then going there, or coming here and going there. Either way, we need the Navy to respond, so let's go ahead and bring the Navy to the Maw. Go ahead and bring them out. Admiral Katarn, they must be dealt with. Very well. Looks like a lot of people leveled up. Oh, well, look at that. She leveled up 4 times in a day. I like it. I think that's all based probably on the projects that are happening and the birth rates on these different planets. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so we need to build food here as well. I really hate using these tiles for food, but it makes sense since we don't have any other food planets. Eventually, my plan is, once we offload to like a Encephalus or whatever it was called in the Republic, where we have a dedicated food planet, that we'll be able to get rid of some of those. Okay, now our station isn't going to be able to... Hopefully this guy gets out of here. They're chasing him. Let's take a look at them. And you can see they have an Admiral, Admiral Kin. Not bad. So these are Mandalorian-style raider ships. Pirates. I like it. They're a little different than those asteroid pirates, or maybe this is just the smaller model. You can see that it looks like they use railguns, which I think we should have pretty good defense against. Alright. So maybe they're just on their way to... Yeah, they're moving to the next system. Alright, so that means that we need to get our guys here. Attack that pirate fleet. I thought I gave them orders. They damn well better have started the journey at least. Okay. They're on their way. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that, we lost a... Did we lose a ship? No. I don't think we did. Oh! Communications established. After successfully translating their language, we've established communications with the Galactic Empire. Diplomatic channels are now open and all hostilities have been terminated. Excellent. On screen. I bring greetings from Dictator Palpatine, the undisputed ruler of the Galactic Empire. Respect our borders and keep out of our affairs, and perhaps our mighty fleets will refrain from visiting. You gotta say that in a Stormtrooper helmet. I have to say that the First Order Stormtrooper look has really grown on me. This is blasphemy, I know, but I really prefer this to the original movies, just because it looks more high-tech. Like, not a fan of the 3D printing of the guns and stuff. That's stupid. Just go back to, metal parts and come on. But like the helmet a lot. Okay, so what are we gonna say to them back? We can learn much from each other. Cooperation will surely benefit us all. The Republic is kind of naive and like that, so I think that that's probably what we're gonna go with. Okay, so as we pull out here, it looks like they're at the top of the galaxy. So it is a race now. It's a race to kind of pick up this arm of the galaxy and to do what we can there. So that's very interesting. We'll need to keep an eye on that for sure. Alright, our military is still moving to engage, so we'll wait on that. We have a dune world over here, check that out. That's pretty cool. So if we colonize that, I'm sure that you guys will come up with excellent names. And we also have a tomb world, which is a fast rotation, which apparently makes people not question their government ethics. I don't understand how that correlates, but who am I to make those decisions, right? Alright, let's go ahead and take our construction ship and have them build that research station, followed by... Okay, so we're going to have to destroy these pirate stations in order to move on. So we'll have that too. The pirates won't know what hit them. Our station might even be able to take them out. As soon as we take out one of their ships, their power will drop below our stations. And we're on our way, so that's good. They'll keep them occupied until the fleet gets there. The fleet is currently working on that. Okay, very good there. Let's take a look. So we have our science ship, which is now lost and coming back. Let's see, did we find any other blockers down here? We didn't. Okay, so this is the nice part about having 2 science ships, that whenever they get to a fork, they can split off. And we can do this research. The other thing I would like to do with the ASARI is see if we can trade, if they would give us communications and a sensor link. So we can find out who they've met, and maybe we'll sweeten it by giving them a little bit of minerals too. Alright, we'll see if they go for that. Alright, so we did get communications and active sensor links, so they haven't met anyone else either. That's important, because if we found out that there was another empire like right here, then we would really know that we're gonna have to heavily go in bed with the ASARI, which, hey, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Just saying. I'll take it for the team. Promise. Alright, so we'll go ahead and build that mining station there, followed by this outpost. Discovery, very hot planet core. Scientist Janice Chura on board the science vessel RN Hope has made an interesting discovery. This world has a remarkable hot core. Surface temperatures are higher than one would expect from such worlds, as further study would be required to better understand the geological interactions of the planetary tectonics within its core. Hey, so that's cool. So we get terraforming speed bonus plus 10. Let me show you how this works. So essentially there's terraforming discovery. As you continue to do these, you get more and more bonuses towards different things, and they stay with your empire forever, which is really cool. Like over here we got these planetary designers. So because of that, we're getting terraforming cost and speed and clear blocker tiles. We have a compact empire because we're not that big yet. That may possibly go away, I don't know. Ancient satellite grid discovered, so we get negative 5% edict cost. And as we continue to get these modifiers, they make our government more powerful, which is a really cool thing. And here we have the Chancellor. He's still going strong after he voted me out, son of a bitch. Alright, hang on a second. Let's stop. We have new elections. Let's see, how are we doing? It looks like the Chancellor has a pretty damn good chance to retain. Everybody here is currently up for command, and the Chancellor has a 58% chance to win, so that looks like that's going to happen. There's 12 days left. If we wanted to, we could grab a candidate and support them, but we're not going to do that. We're going to let the process play out. Okay, so they have accepted my trade proposal, which is good. We'll get rid of that so that I don't keep looking at it. The RN Horizon has completed all repairs and is ready to get back underway, which is excellent. All right, let's go ahead and as much as we want to expand, we also want to make sure that we are handling our business with the Empire, so we will do that. Okay, so this one is finished and it needs orders, so let's send them over to let's send them here, actually. And then as soon as that's, oh no, there we go. They're gonna go up and start exploring through the north. Okay, so that's the most direct route that we could possibly go to the north to avoid this pirate station until we take care of it. Let's see, are we currently engaging the pirates? Not yet, but our fleet is coming in, so in fact, let's go ahead and switch to this. I wanted to see what it would be like to be on the bridge of one of these ships, and I think that this should allow us to get pretty damn close. Unfortunately, it's not. This is probably the best I can do. I would really like, though, to see a mod or something that would allow us to have like a first-person view of this. That would be just fantastic. Can you imagine being up on the Star Destroyer and seeing that? So not only are you playing Stellaris, but you're playing like Empire War and X3 and everything together at once. That would be a lot of fun. Alright, so we'll unpause this and we'll go down to normal. Let's go ahead and go cinematic. Taking out those pirate ships. Alright, well done. The fleets made quick work of them. Wasn't even difficult. The hardest part was actually finding them, because our empire is kind of spread out now. We're going to come over here and take care of this pirate station, and we're going to reopen up our borders to expansion. Good times. These are still at 1K, so we're not able to do that yet. Let's take a look at our stuff. We are 17 months away from a destroyer, and the Chancellor has been re-elected. All good things. Alright, our construction ship here is back, so let's go ahead and send him. Let's have him start moving in this direction because I want him to start colonizing up along this wall. And by the time he gets there, our fleet will have dealt with the pirates and they can move on. So that'll be great. There's a time project there for the debris and whatnot. Let me see, do we have, yeah, we do have somebody here, so let's just have him come over here and do this. Research these projects. In fact, rather than have him explore, since he was going to go all the way around, I'm just going to have him do all these research projects. That way we can hopefully make some serious progress here in our science, which is one of the most important things that we do. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and continue, so I'll put it back up to fast. Let's check out NABOO. How's NABOO doing? It looks like we got an anomaly. 5% failure rate. Go ahead and make that so. Alright, over here we can see that NABOO is growing in nicely. So they give the same bonuses. That's weird. We'll have to just be careful with them. These alien trespassers. I haven't given them a name. Can I rename them? I guess I can't. Huh. They're just always going to be alien trespassers. I wonder if they like mutate into something that devours us. That would be horrible. Alien mural. While conducting surface scans of this planet, the science officer Corbin and the crew of the Starfighter. That's a weird name. Discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writing. They've not detected any other signs of alien activity on the planet, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We prepared a special project to translate the text. That's fascinating. Awesome. Go ahead and make that a thing. Alright. As you can see, we have a bunch of robots. I need to switch out some people. So this person needs to go there. That one needs to go there. Where else do we have a robot where it's not necessary? Here it is. So I was looking at the different places that we can do that. Let's go ahead and change this to... Maybe it's a better idea to do physics there. I guess we're pretty good on minerals now. We're doing 107 per turn, which is actually pretty significant for this stage. Alright, we are in combat now, attacking their pirate base. We're not going to go cinematic on this. It's a foregone conclusion given our fleet size that we're going to absolutely destroy them. And it looks like something happened here, because we went from like a 400 fleet to a 516 fleet. So we got stronger. There we go. Pirate station's raided. And you get some cool energy and minerals from that, so that's awesome. Let's go ahead and send them back for upgrades. Send them back to Coruscant. Very nice. At some point soon, once we have determined where our borders are, we'll go ahead and start looking at strategic choke points. Right now, since we have a pretty good relationship with the ASARI, while in command of the first Stellar Fleet, Admiral Tim Katarn, beaming with pride, has learned to carefully nurse his supplies to significantly reduce ship operating costs across the board. Good. So that's really helpful for us. Now that you can see we're up to plus 120 minerals a month. We just got Hyperlight Drive 2. So now we have a choice between blue laser or shields. Shields are actually level 3 of the shield tree, I believe. Blue lasers are, I think, level 2? Yeah. So we're going to get blue lasers because that's 6 months on that, but that's a really helpful one. 5 months on destroyers, and then our lives will change. It'll be fantastic. Alright, we got to keep our construction ships going. So let's go ahead and send this construction ship up here, as we intended to build that out. Here we have a new unity. So we have a new tradition that we're going to unlock. We have a choice between like commerce, which is energy, industry we've completed already. Alright, yeah, so we completed industry. Greed is an interesting one. Mineral output is increased by 10%. Like, for example, even if we... Wow, this is really good, actually. I think we need to go with greed. Just look at that. 10% output for energy if we get it. I mean, this is huge. So we've been doing things that are for the economy. I think that we should adopt that. Look at that. We jumped up to 138. So the thing is that minerals run everything that you do. Minerals and energy are the crux of this game. If you're not making them fast enough, you can't buy the great buildings and things like that. Like, we have almost enough that I can put one of those really great buildings in Coruscant. So like up here, if we scroll down, you can see like the nano fabricator, for example. Hell yes, we want that. And next month we can get it. So as soon as it switches over, I'm going to go ahead and have that put in. In fact, I'm going to put it right here and I'll switch them back. And we'll build the nano fabricator right there. So I'm looking for it. There it is. Alright. Check that out. Now it does have quite a bit of upkeep on it, so we're also going to have to make sure that we are offsetting that with minerals, but I definitely think that that's the way to go. For sure. And then we'll switch this guy out. Because I knew there was a reason. I had everything planned out here. So that looks good. We just got the destroyer, so we'll take a look at that in a second. Now we have monthly minerals plus 5 and a borehole, or Corvette hull points plus 100. We're going to do the monthly minerals just because, like I said, at this point we're still focusing on the economy. We're not really in a place where I think we have to worry about going to war with anyone. Let's see, how do they feel about us? So the Galactic Empire is equivalent. They're overwhelming because we haven't been keeping up with that, so I need to do that. But everything else is equivalent, and they kind of like us, so it's not all that bad. All right, we just got blue lasers, which is a big deal. Now let's go ahead and do energy credits +5. Once again, we are focusing on that economy hardcore. That's really important to me. Build those mineral stations, followed by the starbase up here. This guy is building these mining stations. Excellent. All right, we're keeping track of our ships. It looks like in Coruscant we have upgraded, so now I'm going to pause it real quick because I don't want anything crazy to happen while we're doing this. Let's do a ship upgrade montage. So we have our consular class ships, and I just want to make sure that they are using the best that we have, and it looks like they are. Our missile boat is missile boating, so to speak. It looks fine, and we had to spell it like that because for some reason it wouldn't save. Our consular class, which is kind of like our destroyer, or our dreadnought, I guess, of the Corvette, so to speak. Here it is. We'll put the reactor booster in there and save that. And we'll do that over here too. It gives it just a hair, it gives it like 1% more energy, but 1% could be the difference between life and death. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Arquintans class destroyer. I want to call it a cruiser because I think it's the Arquintans class cruiser, but either way. So we have artillery bow or gunship bow. I'm going to go with gunship bow for these. I don't think I'm going to make any artillery bows, and the reason being because like having one weapon versus having 3 weapons is such an advantage. Like even if this one gun is really big, every time that gun misses and these 3 weapons, 2 of them connect, at least, we're doing more damage over time. I find that the gunship is superior. And then in the back here, we have the gunship or the interceptor. Same thing here. 2 small weapons do less damage but can target more things, as well as have a better chance to hit combined. So we'll go ahead and do those. So this is going to be our new Arquintans class ship. Go ahead and make sure everything is fully upgraded for now for what we have. And we're going to fill this out with blue lasers and then 2 coil guns. This way we have everything covered, and you can kind of see, I'll zoom into one once we build it, but you can kind of see how they come off the hull here. They look really, really nice. I'm a big fan of this model. Okay, and then down here we're going to go ahead and do 3 improved deflectors and 3 armors because symmetrical is important now. And finally, we'll go ahead and put in the reactor booster. So as you can see, we have this. I'm going to spell this. I'm probably going to spell this wrong, so Arquintans, I believe. Possibly, like I said, spelled wrong. So if it is, I apologize. But now I won't be able to change it. So there we are, Arquintans class. Very cool. Alright, just want to make sure everything is saved. Yep, it's good. Let's look at our defensive platform. I haven't built any of these yet, but probably be a good idea to make sure that we have them up to spec at the very least. So clear the design and auto-complete it. Looks good. We'll throw in some reactor boosters here for good measure. Call it a day. We'll call this a Golan 1 platform to be Star Warsy. Alright, delete the Chrome. And now we have our Golan 1 defense platform. I like that. Alright, so we're coming along nicely. The other thing I want to do before I unpause it is we're going to have to add the new Arquintans class to the fleet, and I'd like to build 3 of those. Does it say how much fleet supply they use? They use 2 supplies, so that's 6. So that's going to put us to 17 of 22, which gives us room to expand. And I think that that's pretty good. We only have 1 consular class, so let's go ahead and spend another 3 points on getting those set up. And now we're going to go ahead and reinforce the fleet. So you can see that we're able to do all of these for very inexpensive. I mean, this does not cost a lot because your components are kind of low at the beginning, which is an advantage for sure, I believe. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll close that, and we'll let that go. Very, very good. Monthly minerals are looking good. Energy is still okay, so we got a gift. As a gift to celebrate the friendship between our two civilizations, a caravan from the Gungan aliens on Naboo have brought a large quantity of gemstones to the surface. Stones such as these are apparently mined by their empire deep underground, as close to the planet's core as they dare to venture. How kind. So what do we get from that? Hey, we gained 500 minerals. That's a... Look at that. And who said the Gungans are useless? I mean, they kind of are, but... Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade the fleet. So we are moving to Dantooine? Really? We have a planet Dantooine? Where the hell is that? That's weird. Okay, we'll let that go. So let's take a look. We have the first stellar fleet has been fully repaired. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know where Dantooine is. I didn't think we had a Dantooine yet. It's amazing that for such a minor planet in Star Wars, it has like such a big following. I've always found that to be fun. Whenever something is like supposed to be remote, but everyone knows where it is. There's just like so many planets in the galaxy. Oh yeah, that one I remember. Just in passing, I'm not talking about us. Of course, we'd know it from the movies, but just how like everyone in Star Wars seems to know everything about all the rest of them. It's always a little weird. Oh, we're getting real close. We have to get this. We have to block the ASARI. This is key, because they're probably going to get this one. You can see that they have a construction vehicle here, which is probably going to go over here and get this. We have to get that. In fact, I'm going to tell him to stop doing whatever he's doing and just move here right now and build that starbase. So there we go. Alright, so we've analyzed the debris from our battle. It looks like we got 10% progress towards autocannons, which will be helpful. Serrano metal materials, 10%. Afterburners, 10%. Gravitic sensors, 10%. Ion thrusters. Physics research, engineering research. Awesome stuff. And over here we have one with nature, which I'll show you that real quick. Starbase capacity +2, pop growth 10. Clear tiles or starbase capacity. Let's go with the tile blockers for right now, since that'll unlock some more usable planets without us having to colonize. If you go into your policies and edicts, one with nature is one that you have to research to unlock, but basically it takes a lot. Like here it's 855 unity, or influence, I'm sorry, to do that. But if you have extra influence, because maybe you've expanded to the point that you can't buy any more systems with, or you can't build any more stations which cost influence, getting that gives you an immediate ascension perk. So that is a really, really helpful technology, I believe. All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing down here. We'll have this guy continue to move forward, and then this guy, when he's done, is going to come over and reinforce behind them. Since we can't take this system because of the aliens, we'll just make sure that we're doing what we can to take the energy. I just want to watch it. Energy is one of those things that no matter what, you always have some problems. So here, the ASARI corporate interests have asked us for a defensive pact. Now, I did say that that is going to be a Senate vote, but given the Galactic Empire being up here and being potentially hostile, we don't really know their intentions. We've only had one meeting with them, and I'm not sure how to clarify that. I think I'm going to agree with this, and if the Senate disagrees with that, then what we'll do is this is like a hidden vote. This is if you actually watch the episode. If you disagree with our defensive pact with the ASARI, then you're going to need to vote on that in the comments, and if we get enough comments that say that they disagree or they want to break it, then maybe we'll make that a formal vote for next time. But for right now, I've gone ahead and I've done that because that seems to be mutually beneficial. Yes, we do lose a little bit of our influence for that, but I think it's a good trade-off because now we're friendly and we're equivalent and we're building trust, and we can offer them a migration treaty as well. Heck yeah, let's get those beautiful blue ones right over here. So I've gone ahead and I've done that. I think that should be good. Let's check Naboo. Yeah. Switch this out. Make sure that we have everybody in the right place. Over here we can build... I could build a society lab, but I want to see if there's anything else. Now it looks like society lab's going to be the way to go. Go ahead and build that right there. And since this guy is growing in, we'll build a manufacturing complex. What does that actually do? Doesn't say it does anything. Okay. So because of that, we'll build the mining complex. There we go. Alright, very cool. So NABOO is really doing a great job of providing us with much needed things. Yeah, so these guys are fine there for now. Alright, we'll let that go. And on Coruscant, looks like we finally grew in our people. So up here we have another opportunity to build something. So maybe we should build like a monument, or there's an anomaly. We'll go ahead and research that. Let's see, is there anything else down here that we can put up? The stronghold might be fine, because the stronghold removes unrest, but I really don't think we need to worry about unrest anymore. Let's go ahead and build the monument. So we'll do that so she has something to do. Down here we have another society building that could be built, and by far society is our biggest research opportunity, so we should definitely do that. I was just really hoping that we would get a society perk, but it doesn't look like we are. So I'll go ahead and build that, and that'll be down there. This one is still growing in. It's going to take 1,200 days for this nanofabricator, but that is going to jump our research up crazy. Okay, encounter an unman. Uh-oh. So we, where is that? Alright, so we met another empire out here. Let me see, are they... Oh, I guess it could be these things. Geothermal. The measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors breathing their last. Built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past, the vast batteries of disintegrating machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet's core ever since. The storage capacitors are all broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. That's awesome. So we just got 1,000 energy, which we could totally use. And I think that those guys were the aliens. Here's the other thing that's pretty cool. I think that we don't get survey data from other people, so we can't trade anymore with ASARIs and see like all of the planets just like we were there. But what we do get is we get the ability to move through them and know what their names are and what's, you know, major things that are there, which is helpful because your military fleets are actually not allowed anymore to blindly explore, because that was kind of a loophole in the game that you could do that before and it was not really intended. So just something to keep in mind, that you have to definitely you have to scout out the area first before you can make any kind of military movements. So that would mean that if the Galactic Empire, for example, doesn't have all of these things charted, they would have no way to attack us even if they wanted to, because their fleet couldn't get here. Go ahead and research that anomaly. Oh, so now the ASARI corporate interests can use the ideology CB against us. Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to have any problems. We're both very friendly. We're materialist fools, which is fine. Alright, let's take a look. So we're at about 40 minutes. So we met the Galactic Empire. That's pretty scary, for sure. Alright, let's make sure our construction ship's failure. So we failed at our anomaly research. 5% chance of failure, we got it. Signs of the yield activity in the vicinity of this turned out to be false leads. Unfortunate. Go ahead and move out here and get this one. Take this ship and backfill. And down here, K-class star studied. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned about this Fallen Empire. I don't know what would trigger it, and I think I'm going to give it a wide couple star system berth. It's a big galaxy, and I think that that's one concession I am totally willing to make in the interest of survival. So we will not colonize any of these worlds that directly touch their systems, just to make sure. So basically, this entire ridge to me is considered off limits to Republic space. I think that that would be a good thing. So Naval Command has decreed that to be so. Alright guys, so our first destroyer has come out of its birthing. We failed again. Man, we're really good at this. Energy signals disappeared as quickly as they appeared. After a few hours probing and investigating, Captain He gives up his search. That will never be found. Let's pause this for a second. I would like to take a look at our new fleet. As you can see, we have a number of corvettes. Very nice looking. And we have our new our Quentin's class cruiser. It's an excellent model, really is. You can see in here, it gets that feel going. I'm much closer to it than the game would normally allow because of this mod, so you're kind of seeing some of the flaws of it too. But it does look good. I really like to have the turbo lasers on there. I think that looks really good. So if you're asking why aren't you using Star Wars weapons, Tim, and the reason being they're not balanced. If you use them, you will lose, because every other weapon in the game hits like, I want to say like 300% harder. So you can definitely use them if you want it to look fun and pew pew, but your Empire will be crushed immediately. That's why we're not using them. If it gets balanced and or somebody can give me a balance file, then maybe we can make that switch, but I don't know at this point if we can, but certainly for the next playthrough. Absolutely. Alright, so here it is. Not bad looking. And we need to go ahead and promote our Patreon captain. And I'll have to look at what your ship was named. I don't remember the name. So, Jason Mayhew. Okay, I will have your ship name Destroyer Captain Jason Mayhew. I'll have your ship name in the next episode. So congratulations on your command, Captain, and you are now in charge of our lead destroyer. Pretty neat. You have your own Quentin's class. I'm a little bit jealous of that because I've always wanted to have my own starship. So there you go. Alright, let's go ahead and continue this and see if we can race them up. So the other thing that we beat them to this system, which is important. That was our goal. The other thing that we're trying to do is get this before they do. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that because I have to go the long way. We'll do what we can. Alright, we'll go ahead and go up to fastest. There we go, survey completed. We finished our Habitable Worlds survey. Awesome. And that's excellent. So we're going to get society research, which we can really use, and energy credits. Let's go ahead and stop that for 1 second. I forgot that we had mass extinction through the ages. There's still some stuff that we need to research ASAP. So which science ship is... Okay, this is the one that's doing all of those. Let me see if I can just... It has to have skill 5 or higher, huh? Alright, I'm just going to continue to give them research projects, because that's going to be their job. They're our research scientist. Some scientists work in the field, some scientists are in a lab, etc. So we'll go ahead and do those. I think that's going to be pretty fun. Alright, excellent. What do we have here? We just got the energy credits plus 5% and the Fermion Collider, which is what I was looking for. Now we have shields, basic combat rules, plasma thrower, or colony development speed. Gravitic sensors too, so 19 months on that. Let's go ahead and get basic combat rules because we can upgrade our combat computers. That'll make all of our ships significantly better in terms of their performance, because unfortunately it's one of those things that I can't directly control where the AI puts the ship, so the better it does, the better it is for all of us. Alright, request for technology. Now guys, this is interesting. So after seeing the advanced weapons that our security forces are equipped with, several generals from the subterranean alien empire, aka the Gungans on Naboo, have come forward requesting that we share some of our military technology. Our own officers are hesitant to do this, as it would make the aliens more difficult to defeat in battle should it ever come to that. If we refuse their request, however, the aliens are certain to view it as an insult. Alright guys, so this is going to be our vote in the Senate for this week. So go ahead and vote in the comment card. It's going to be up in the upper right hand corner right now. It's going to pop out. It's going to say vote here. And this is the question. Should we share technology with the Gungans, or should we deny technology sharing with the Gungans? They've given us minerals. They've given us a lot of things. They've made a lot of friendly gestures, and we've lived in peace for years and years, so this is really up to the Senate and the Security Council. So go ahead guys, let us know, is this something that you want the Republic to do? Vote in the comments. If you like the episode, smash that thumbs up guys, I really appreciate it. It's good to see that it's well received and that you like it. Share it with a friend. I want this channel to grow. The more that it does, you know, the better and the more cool things I can make for you guys. So I really appreciate it. Thank each and every one of you for being part of my channel. This is really, like I said, this is the best. Being able to make these videos is just so much fun. So thanks for watching. My name is Captain Katarn. This is Intrepid Dawn, and I will see you in the verse.